This film tells the story of a group of humans who can reincarnate with all the memories of their past lives. They are trying to save the world from destruction. The story begins in 1985 in Mexico City, where a man named Treadway is being chased by police for stealing an egg from a laboratory. While escaping, Treadway treats a wound on his stomach before contacting his two colleagues, Abel and Leona, to inform them he has the egg. Abel warns Treadway not to let the enemy get the egg back. Treadway tries to evade the police chase by speeding along an unfinished overpass. Realizing he might not survive this mission, Treadway tells Abel to look inside if he fails. He continues at high speed and then leaps toward a crane in front of him. Surprisingly, Treadway survives by clinging to the crane. Below, the car carrying Abel and Leona is hit by a truck and overturns. A man named Bathurst gets out of the truck, pulls out his special weapon, and shoots Abel in the head. The shot causes the car to explode, killing both Abel and Leona. It turns out this was all a dream of a man in the present day named Evan. Evan prepares for a job interview, but is rejected because his history states he was diagnosed with schizophrenia at the age of 14. Upset and in danger of not being able to pay his rent and buy a medication, Evan accepts a job making a sword for a drug lord named Ronnie. Strangely, even though he has never done it before, Evan makes the sword with the skill of a master. When he delivers it, Ronnie is surprised at the quality. When Evan asks for payment in the form of the medication he needs, Ronnie gets jealous and orders his men to beat Evan up. Evan grabs the sword and takes Ronnie hostage. After grabbing his medication, he escapes, but Ronnie's men and the police pursue him. Evan panics and climbs a wall. Once on top, he suddenly has a vision of a snowy mountain range and a past life where he saves a woman named Leona from falling into a ravine. Feeling dizzy, Evan falls onto a car below and is arrested. The next day, a man named Brian calls a woman named Nora, telling her the police have arrested a young man named Evan with a sword identical to one Treadway used to make. Brian is sure Evan is Treadway's reincarnation, and they must find him before Bathurst does. In the interrogation room, Bathurst enters and calls Evan Treadway. Evan, confused, says he doesn't know that name. Bathurst reveals he knows all of Evan's history, including his diagnosis and a suicide attempt that resulted in a steel plate being put in his head. He pulls out several items and tells Evan to choose which one is his. When Evan insists none are his, Bathurst shoots an empty pistol at him, threatening to keep shooting until he admits the truth. As Evan holds a slingshot, he has another flashback. He grabs the pistol, proving to Bathurst that he is indeed Treadway's reincarnation. Suddenly, Nora crashes a car into the room and rescues Evan. They escape the police station, but are immediately surrounded by police and Bathurst's men. Nora gives Evan the wheel, and they flee. Nora throws a bomb that destroys the pursuing cars. Evan is still confused, and Nora explains that he is an infinite, a person with the same soul across different lives. She takes him to the Infinite headquarters, a facility where he can regain his memories. At the headquarters, Evan sees Infinite members being trained. The students bow to him and call him Treadway. He learns about his past life as Treadway and the history with Bathurst. He discovers that in a past life, Bathurst decided to destroy all life on Earth and created a destruction egg. Treadway stole the egg, but was killed before anyone knew where he hid it. Only Evan, as Treadway's reincarnation, knows the location. Evan also sees Treadway's preserved body, where his memories are stored in his cells. To regain his memories, Evan trains hard. He also learns that Bathurst created a special weapon with a chip that can suck memories out of an infinite S-brain, preventing them from reading. Evan is taken to meet Art, a colleague who has a device that can simulate a near-death experience to help restore memories. Evan agrees to enter the device, and under the simulation, he remembers that he hid the egg inside his preserved body, which is now at the Infinite headquarters. After getting this information from a hidden camera, Bathurst attacks and takes Treadway's body. Evan and Nora try to stop him, but their allies are killed. Nora rushes to attack Bathurst's Scottish headquarters, while Evan, now fully recovered, follows her. Nora and Evan arrive and fight Bathurst's men. Nora goes to destroy the memory chips of their fallen allies, while Evan chases after Bathurst, who is getting away on a plane with the destruction egg. Evan manages to jump onto the plane, and the two have a final battle. Evan stabs Bathurst and shoots him with his own memory-draining weapon. They both fall to their deaths in the ocean. A few years later, Evan, Nora, and Abla are all reborn. Evan, now a young man in Jakarta, recovers his memories and recognizes Artisan. Nora and Abel also meet again, ending the cycle of loneliness and loss, and bringing the story to a close.